In this video, let us understand the importance of business environment. When it comes to enterprise, they are not working in isolation. There might be different forces that might affect the business enterprise. As I've told you earlier in my last video about the various examples, like it may be a change in the consumer preferences, change in law, etc. So it is necessary that you have a better understanding of environment so that as a manager you are able to identify and also evaluate how a business environment forces are going to affect and also how to react to those forces that are external to the firms. Like I told you previously, for example, when there is an entry of a new technology into the market, your company has to modify your products accordingly in order to cope up with the changes in the market. So now let us study one by one what are the importance of business environment. So the first importance of business environment is that it enables the firm to identify opportunities and getting the first mover advantage. Opportunities refer to the positive changes that will help a firm to improve its performance. That is, early identification of opportunities will help an enterprise to be the first one to exploit them instead of losing them to competitors. That is, for example, Maruti car in India, which became the leader in the small car market because it was the first company to recognize itself in the field of small cars in an environment of rising petroleum prices and a large middle class population. Now, second feature is it helps the firm to identify threats and early warning signals. Now, threat means it is an external environmental trends and changes that will hinder a firm's performance, which means it will affect the performance of the firm. Now, environmental awareness can help the managers to identify various threats on time and it will serve as an early warning signal. For example, if a company firm finds that a foreign multinational is entering the Indian market with new substitutes, it should act as a warning signal. On the basis of this information, the Indian firms can prepare themselves to meet the threat by adopting such measures as improving the quality of the product, reducing the cost of production, engaging in aggressive advertising, and so on. Next feature is it helps in tap. The next importance is it helps in tapping useful resources. Business, in order to engage in any type of an activity, it has to assemble the various resources which are called as inputs like finance, machines, raw materials, power and water supply, labor, etc. That is from its environment, even including the government and suppliers. The business enterprise supplies the environment with its outputs such as goods and services for the customers, payment of taxes to the government, and so on. Because the enterprise depends on the environment as a source of inputs and also as an outlet for outputs, it is always good to have a better understanding between an environment and a business firms. So the next importance is it helps in coping with the rapid changes. Today's business environment is such that it is getting increasingly dynamic, where changes are taking place very quickly or very fast. That is constant changes, which means a turbulent market conditions. So, turbulent market conditions is nothing but a market situation which is very much unstable. That is exactly causes a less brand loyalty from the customers' side. So, less brand loyalty is that the customers will not continuously purchase one brand's product. They keep on shifting their brands. They will be having a different preferences over the different brands. Also, there is a divisions and subdivisions of markets. That is nothing but fragmentation, which means different companies producing the different components rather than producing a finished good. Also, there is a more demanding customers, rapid changes in the technology, and intense global competition. So, like I've said, all sizes and all types of enterprises are facing a dynamic environment. So, in order to In order to effectively cope with these significant changes, managers must understand and examine the environment and also develop a suitable course of action. So, the next point is it helps in assisting in planning and policy formulation. Since the environment is a source of both opportunities and threats, its understanding and analysis can be the basis for deciding the future course of action. That is, for example, when there is an entry of new players, that means new competitors in the market, there will be more competition, which will make an enterprise think freshly about how to deal with the situation. So, the last importance is it helps in improving the performance. The future of an enterprise is closely bound up with what is happening in the environment. That is nothing but the future of an enterprise always depends upon the current situation that is happening, that is taking place. So, performances of any business are always measured by setting a particular standard and then comparing it later with the actual performance. Why? In order to get a better results. So, the enterprises that continuously monitor their environment and adopt a suitable business practices, those are the ones which not only improve their present performances but also continue to succeed in the market for a longer period of time.